Thanks for pressing play. In this video we're having a look at this car here. This is Honda CR-V 1.6 Dtec, and this variant is the SE Plus Navi model. In this video we're going to have a look around the features on the outside and the inside of the car, and we're going to go for a drive in this car as well. In my opinion, these cars are an excellent choice for somebody that wants a car with a nice bit of space. They want something that's easy to run in terms of €200 a year road tax and a capability of 55 miles per gallon. And while I do admit that I am biased, I definitely think black is one of the nicest colours in them because there's chrome on the car and it's got those black diamond cut wheels as well. And this car is particularly nice because it's fitted with these side running boards, which I think finish off the car really nicely, and it's also got a pretty rare Honda Access genuine Honda rear spoiler on the boot lid as well. We are Fitzpatrick's Garage, a family run business in operation for almost 70 years. Brian's my name. If there's any information you want on this particular car, please do give me a call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits, 086 843 1945. If you want information on the car, if you want information on financing or trading in your own car, or just any information in general on these vehicles. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do like and subscribe because it lets me know the video is useful. And if there's any information that I've missed, let me know in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer your question. During this video then, we're going to start off by going for a quick drive in the car. Then we're going to have a look at some of the features on the outside of the car that I like, and we'll have a look at the features on the inside of the car as well. Let's go for a drive. So, first thing is on the CR-V, you notice straight away you're nice and high, which is fine because it's an SUV. Get a good steering position because you've got rake reach. Gear stick is in a lovely place. The armrest actually is in a nice place. It goes back and forwards, which you'll see in a sec. It's just nice. Steering feels nice. Gear stick is nice and accessible, but it's high up. But we get lots of SUVs at the garage here, but this is definitely one of my favourite. Within that bracket of about kind of 115, 120 horsepower. I remember when these cars come out, people used to be kind of whinging because they were saying, okay, it's a 1.6, it's a big body, the old one is a 2.2, we won't be able to pull it along. I am telling you now, this car ain't got a bother in terms of pulling along in any gear at all. 300 newton meters, it's 120 horsepower, but it's got 300 newton meters of torque. It's way more responsive than most of the other SUVs that we sell in this segment. And it's got a nice chassis too, so when you go into a back road, like we're going to go onto now here as well, it actually, to be honest with you, I know I'm driving a CR-V, but it ain't far off a Honda Civic in terms of how it feels. This type of a road here, which has got plenty of bumps and compressions and turns, it requires a car, we'll say, that feels good in terms of a chassis, and it also requires a car that's kind of torquey to pull it up little hills like this. This is an enjoyable SUV to drive. I've been driving these since they came out, God, 7 years ago now I suppose. But on a back road like this, I was always able to drive them on and not feel like I was driving something that was wavy. They are quite sure-footed. Again, don't take my word for it, come try it yourself. But that engine on a hill like this just pulls along nice. What we can do now in a sec anyway is we'll join the motorway and we'll get from 0 up to 120 and you'll see what I mean. This particular example drives really nice. It is a car that's got a full service history. Mileage is good. The car drives very well. And the cabin's actually nice and quiet as well. So say for example we're going to come onto this road here. We'll accelerate from first up a hill, mind you. It's a bit wet. First gear, second gear, into third. And we're at 80 kilometers an hour. In terms of getting from 0 to 120, these cars drive really well. There's no point in me telling you, if you're coming looking at a car like this, there's no point in me telling you that it drives well, then you come and you're disappointed. Whenever people come to drive these, they always come back and say that was actually a lovely car to drive. And fuel efficiency is damn good in these cars as well. Normal people average somewhere in the region of about 50 to 55 miles per gallon, about kind of early 5s, 5.1, 5.2 litres per 100 kilometres. So if you're looking for an SUV that's actually got a good responsive engine, it's got a good chassis that's enjoyable to drive, but it can still do all the family stuff, then these are definitely worth considering. And in terms of reliability, these cars have been super reliable. This engine's been out since 2013, and injectors, turbos, intercoolers, all that kind of stuff, clutches and flywheels, they have been bang on. So anyone that was ever worried about this engine, it is absolutely bulletproof. I think it's fair to say these cars drive really well. Anyway, let's have a look at the features that are on the outside of the car, which I think are quite nice. Look at these cars. There's this brushed aluminium along the bottom. There's chrome around the fog lights, and there's chrome, but not too much chrome on the grille, but you see the way it mimics the parking light and daytime running light, so I quite like the way that works. Especially in a black car as well, because the black and chrome contrast is continued onto these wheels, which are diamond cut, which means they're nice and shiny and reflective, and the black sections actually are quite gloss looking, so they're quite bright. And when you move down the side of the car, it stays complemented by those brushed aluminium style side running boards, as well as the chrome, which is up high around the windows, and then you've got brushed aluminium roof rails up high. Privacy glass is standard on the rear, and then down along through here you have more chrome, not too much, just a small bit along here, which complements the windows and what we've seen on the front. And again down low, like we saw, brushed aluminium on the front, the side, and also along the rear. Nice and congruent all the way through. And these cars also have the functionality from the key, which means if you unlock the car, you can actually drop the windows just using the key. Or similarly again, if you want, you can actually hit the lock button, and again that brings up the windows, and it also folds in the wing mirrors too. I think what's nice about these, they actually look a bit different than everything else on the road, because so many of the Korean manufacturers and a lot of the other manufacturers, they make very similar looking cars. These are a little bit distinctive. Anyway, let's have a look to see what's on the inside of the car. From the inside, one of the things on these cars that people love is this absolutely massive boot. It's so much bigger than some of the other manufacturer SUVs. On each side, there's little handles like this. When pulled, they actually drop the seats down. You end up with a load area that's pretty much as big as a light commercial vehicle. The boot is so much deeper in these. If I have someone in that's looking at a Tucson or a Sportage and I bring them over and have a look at a CR-V, straight away they kind of look at it and you can see the facial expression because this boot is so much bigger. CR-V's also got a spare wheel. Pretty rare these days. A lot of cars don't, but in fairness a lot of the SUVs I guess still do, but most of the Hondas actually don't. Anyway, in the rear of the car I've got an armrest over here, which is nice and comfortable. It's got two drinks holders in through here as well. And then in terms of legroom and headroom, when I close the door over, this is the headroom I have. This is the legroom I have sitting behind someone like myself that actually driving the car. And then, as we said already, there's a nice privacy glass on the rear. Common question for most people is, can you get 3 child seats across the back? Okay, you can get 2 child seats and a booster in through the centre, or an adult in through the centre. You can squeeze, and I mean squeeze, 3 child seats across the back, but you won't be able to use Isofix in that point. That's where you're using the 3 safety belts. It is doable, I've seen people do it, but you're better off buying a 7-seater car with 3 independent seats if that's what you're looking for. But I will say one thing, it is definitely wider than something like the Sportage, Qashqai or Tucson. Seating then, this is the kind of view that I'm going to have around me, and down through here then we can see there's also ventilation for myself in the back. Both seats containing kangaroo pockets. Rear then is dark black cloth with black floors and black plastics on the rear, so easy to clean and hard wearing. Nearly up front, it's the exact same type of material as well. The seat then is completely height adjustable with lumbar support for lower back. Then there's a rake reach steering wheel which is fully adjustable in and out. We have over here controls for electrics for windows and mirrors, and down to the right hand side, econ function which reduces how aggressive our cruise control is, and air conditioner in favour of efficiency. And then we have controls for traction control, turning on or off the alarm, and also parking sensors front and rear. Like most cars, you'll have a multifunction steering wheel which has speed limiter and cruise control over through here. Controls for radio on this side, and we've also got the iMid up here to give general information such as things like clock, average speed, fuel efficiency. Bluetooth controls are on the steering wheel, but a lot of people tend to use the touchscreen, which we'll see in a minute. And these controls here are for trip computer again, just for average speed and fuel efficiency and general information like that. Up high on the roof then, there is 2 mirrors. One of them is to look at the cars behind you, whereas this one here is to look at the seats behind you. So a conversation mirror, which also doubles up as a sunglasses holder. Through the centre then, underneath the iMid, we have our touch and swipe screen, which is going to be Android with navigation, and also a reverse camera that goes with those mirrors. What I mean by the mirror is when you go for reverse, this mirror on the left hand side actually drops, so you can see what you're reversing around, which is pretty damn cool. As you said, parking sensors are standard as well, so you really have no excuse for crashing into something. Different temperatures on each side of the car with dual zone climate control with front and rear windscreen demisters. The gear knob we talked about is in a really nice place, and it's really nice to use. Drinks holders up through the centre, and the armrest contains 2 USB connectors. It also contains a power outlet for 12 volt, a HDMI port if you want to use video on the screen, and a piece of dust that we forgot to hoover out. So there you have it. That is our 2017 Honda CR-V, and this is 1.6 Dtec SE Plus Navi. So if you're doing some research, hopefully the video has been useful, and if you're looking to buy this car, then please do not hesitate to give me a shout on the phone at 086 843 1945. If you want information about trading in your car, or if you want information about financing, or if you just want information about this really nice car as well. Anyway, hopefully the video has been useful, and hopefully the car is of interest, and thank you for taking time to watch.